Now we have learned the first generation computers, its examples and its limitations. To overcome all these limitations, second generation computers were invented. Instead of vacuum tubes in the second generation computers, they used transistors. They were smaller, faster, cheaper and more efficient than the first generation computers. They contained all the components that we associate with modern day computers: printers, storage capacity, disk storage, operating system, etc. They relied on punch cards for input. The programming languages COBOL and Fortran came in use at this time. Examples are IBM 1401 and RCA 501 are the examples of second generation computers. The second generation computers also was having a lot of limitations. So, invented the third generation computers. The duration was 1964 to 1970. They used integrated circuits, popularly known as chips. They were smaller in size as compared to the second generation computers. They had greatly enhanced storage capacity than the second generation computers. They used an operating system and that allowed them to run different programs at the same time. These computers used a keyboard to input data and monitor to display the output. They were much cheaper than the second generation computers. The IBM 360 series and 370 series are the examples of third generation computers. Today, at present, we are using the fourth generation computers. They use microprocessors, a type of very large scale integrated circuits VLSIC, which contain all the components of a CPU on a single chip. The VLSICs perform the bulk of processing and control all the parts of the system. The use of microprocessors resulted in decreased size and increased efficiency. They have much greater computing power and storage capacity than earlier generation computers. They used improved storage devices that are cheaper than the earlier ones. Fourth generation computers can be linked together in a network which lead to the development of internet. The IBM PC and Apple Macintosh are the examples of fourth generation computers. In addition to the desktop or personal computers, nowadays laptops, palm tops and tablets, which can be carried anywhere, have become very common. Till the fourth generation computers, the major focus was reducing the size and improving efficiency. This resulted in smaller yet faster computers. However, the only drawback of these computers is the lack of ability to think, and one is attempting to achieve that is so-called the fifth generation computers. Now we will learn the fifth generation computers. Dear children, the fifth generation computers are currently under development. They are called supercomputers. Why they are called supercomputers? Because they have high storage capacity, speed and efficiency. Scientists are now trying to develop supercomputers in a way that they can think on their own. This is called artificial intelligence. Robots work on this technology. The Cray CS300 is an example of fifth generation computers. Dear children, this table summarizes the characteristics of all five generations of computers. Refer textbook page number 13. Characteristics of computers. Speed. A computer can perform complex calculations at a high speed accuracy. A computer is very accurate. If the data and the set of instructions entered into the computer are correct, then the result produced will be accurate. High storage. A computer has a very high storage capacity. It can store a large amount of information in a very small space. The information stored can be recovered instantly and correctly whenever desired. Diligence. Being a machine, a computer does not suffer boredom or lack of concentration and continues to work with the same accuracy till power is supplied to it. Then, versatility. The computer has the ability to perform different types of job efficiently. Limitations. Lack of ability to make decisions. They need to be told what to do at each and every step. Computing that involves artificial intelligence refers to expert system. An expert system is a computer system that has decision making ability like humans. A robot is an example of expert system. Thank you, dear children. Hope you all have understood this interesting lesson.